Hello and welcome to the session. Consumer and Intellectual Property Law LO2. Examine the legal rules on consumer credit agreements. How does consumer credit law protect you? This video explores the legal framework governing consumer credit agreements in the UK. Learn about the rules, rights, and obligations that shape your financial transactions. Consumer credit agreements in the UK are regulated by the Consumer Credit Act 1974. The Financial Conduct Authority oversees these regulations. The law aims to protect consumers from unfair lending practices. It also sets enforceable rules for creditors. This framework ensures a balanced and fair credit market. Consumer credit agreements are classified into restricted use and unrestricted use. Restricted use credit is for a specific purpose, like buying a car. Unrestricted use credit can be used for any purpose, such as personal loans. The classification affects liability and consumer remedies. Each type has distinct legal implications. Before entering a credit agreement, lenders must provide clear information. This includes credit amount, interest rates, and repayment terms. The information must be standardized for easy comparison. Non-compliance can render agreements unenforceable. These requirements ensure transparency and informed decision-making. After the agreement, creditors must provide a copy of the signed contract. Regular statements and notifications of interest changes are mandatory. Annual statements for running account credit are also required. These rules prevent misleading practices. They ensure consumers are not trapped in unaffordable debt. Consumers have key rights under credit agreements. They can withdraw from agreements within 14 days. There is protection against unfair terms and the right to settle early. Obligations include making agreed repayments. Lenders must lend responsibly and assess affordability. All businesses offering consumer credit must be FCA authorized. This ensures lenders meet competence and integrity standards. Operating without authorization is a criminal offense. Unauthorized agreements may be unenforceable. FCA authorization strengthens market discipline and consumer confidence. This is a main call-out for this scene. It brings into focus the core idea being discussed. The FCA has broad powers to regulate the credit market. It can issue fines, revoke authorizations, and ban individuals. This oversight protects consumers from unfair practices. It also maintains trust in the credit market. Strong regulation is vital for market stability. Consumers can repay credit early and receive interest reductions. This prevents penalties for settling debts ahead of schedule. It promotes financial freedom and reduces interest costs. Lenders must accurately recalculate interest. This right encourages responsible borrowing and lending. Correct. Certain agreements allow early termination after paying 50% of the total. This prevents long-term financial commitments. Consumers can return goods, like cars, if they can't afford payments. Lenders argue this right can be misused. It shifts financial loss to creditors. Before enforcing agreements, creditors must issue default notices. These notices specify breaches and required actions. They allow at least 14 days for compliance. Defective notices can invalidate enforcement. This protects consumers from premature or aggressive creditor actions. If a valid default notice is not complied with, creditors have options. They can terminate agreements or demand early repayment. Repossession of goods is possible within legal limits. Courts protect consumers from unfair enforcement. Enforcement is balanced to ensure fairness. Key legislation includes the Consumer Credit Acts of 1974 and 2006. The Financial Services and Markets Act 2000 also applies. The FCA Consumer Credit Sourcebook provides guidance. These laws create a regulated system for credit. They ensure consumer protection and fair access to credit. The legal rules on consumer credit create a balanced system. They prevent abuse while ensuring access to credit. Compliance imposes obligations on lenders. These rules protect consumers from unfair debt practices. They maintain trust in the credit market. Different credit agreements carry varying legal consequences. Restricted use agreements offer strong protection. Unrestricted use agreements offer flexibility but higher risk. Termination rights and default notices prevent unfair enforcement. The framework balances consumer protection with lenders' interests. Restricted use credit ties credit to specific purchases. Examples include hire purchase agreements for cars. These agreements offer strong consumer protection. They are usually debtor-creditor-supplier agreements. The lender is jointly liable for misdescribed or defective goods. Unrestricted use credit includes personal loans and credit cards. Consumers can use credit for any purpose. These are often debtor-creditor agreements. Consumers benefit from transparency and affordability checks. However, they cannot pursue lenders for supplier failures. DCS agreements involve three parties: consumer, lender, and supplier. An example is a sofa purchased on interest-free credit. Consumers have joint liability rights under Section 75 of the CCA 1974. The lender can be held responsible for defective goods. This offers strong consumer protection. These agreements involve only the consumer and lender. An example is a payday loan taken independently. Consumers must pursue suppliers separately for faulty goods. The agreements are still regulated. They offer transparency but less protection than DCS agreements. Lenders must provide clear, standardized information before agreements. This includes credit amount, APR, and charges. Consumers have a 14-day cooling-off period. Early repayment rights reduce interest charges. Default notices must be issued before enforcement. All lenders must be authorized by the FCA. Operating without authorization is a criminal offense. Unauthorized agreements may be unenforceable. FCA authorization ensures market discipline. It protects consumers from unfair practices. In conclusion, examining the legal rules on consumer credit agreements is essential for understanding how the law protects consumers and regulates lenders. These rules govern issues such as transparency, interest rates, repayment terms, consumer rights, and the obligations of credit providers. By understanding the legal framework surrounding consumer credit, businesses can ensure compliance, treat consumers fairly, and avoid legal disputes. This knowledge supports responsible lending practices and helps maintain trust and confidence in financial transactions. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us via email or WhatsApp at 07484361688.